Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
And welcome to the Prison Show. Tonight is Friday, August the 30th. And guess what? We are at 90.1 in Houston, 89.5 in Galveston, and now in Huntsville, 91.9. So if your loved one is having problems getting the Prison Show or any of KPFT in the Huntsville area, it is 91.9. We have a new, what is it, David? Repeater? I think they call it repeater. I'm not into the radio.
I mean, we got a new frequency, so.
Frequency. Okay. I thought you texted me and said repeater. Anyway, so we are at 91.9 in Huntsville. So let your loved ones know. And as a reminder, we got to do the reminder at the beginning of the show. The heat directive, AD 10.64, TDCJ heat directive. You are, if it's 90 degrees, then they have to give you a respite area. You have to have water. You have to have ice. Fans, Estelle unit, fans, and showers, additional showers. Or if you're like the wind unit, they're not giving you any showers. Right? That's right. All right. So just keep that in mind and write it down. AD 10.64, and tell them that according to Brian Collier and Amanda Hernandez, that every incarcerated individual has a fan and water. Just remember that. All right. So David has a great show lined up for us tonight. Mary Sue Molnar is here Executive Director at Texas Voices for Reason and Justice. Marci Marie, Social Media Influencer and Community Outreach Coordinator for Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance. Brittany Robertson, Director of Incarcerated Support Ad-Seg Specialist with TPCA and Texas Prison Reform Activist. And of course, Abraham Bonowitz, the co-director and founder at Death Penalty Action. So we have a great show tonight. And first up is Mary Sue Molnar on line 2. Mary Sue Molnar.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing good. We're very hot here in San Antonio and really worrying about the guys on the inside and gals on the inside with no air. So thank God for all the work that's been going into that.
Absolutely. A lot of people are doing a lot of work.
They are. I watch that on Twitter and I'm liking them and I'm sharing them and it's great stuff. So I am the executive director of Texas Voices for Reason and Justice, and we are an organization that works to promote common sense laws and policies for people who have sex-related offenses and will be required to register on the Public Sex Offense Registry and are required to register. And we have right now, we've got about 700 members that we call members that are in our email group, and we would be more than happy to welcome your family. For those who have family members that would like to know more about Texas Voices, our website is texasvoices.org, and they can contact us through there. Unfortunately, we're not able to handle any falsely accused cases because we don't have the resources for that. We don't have investigators or pro bono lawyers, and those cases take a lot of work, and you really have to know what you're doing. But we work against things like some of the conditions and restrictions, totally against residency restrictions, and that's what we've been talking about a lot lately at the Capitol, starting to meet with legislators. It's so difficult because every 2 years there are a slew of new ones. Mm-hmm. And it's like starting all over again, trying to explain to them what we're opposing and why we're opposing it. So it's quite a challenge, but we get it done, and that's what we've been doing already. We're gearing up because early bill filing starts in November, so we're already gearing up for some of the ridiculous bills that we know are going to be filed and talking to legislators, and that's what we do.
Now, do you have, lately, Linda and I have been getting a lot of questions regarding jobs for sex offenders. They're having a lot of problems finding a job.
So initially, and that was about 16 years that we've been an organization, we haven't, we've tried the best we can to keep a list. We're not really set up to be a job and housing resource. But, of course, we do have a list because when someone sends us info, hey, I got a job here, they're hiring, they don't care about backgrounds, we make a list. Now, the hard part is people are always sending me lists of jobs that they find, but they won't hire someone on the registry. So although they might hire someone with a criminal history, if you're on the registry, they won't hire you. So I do have a list of employers that will hire. So if someone wants to give me a call, or contact us through the website, I will return their call, and I'll give them the list that I have of jobs. I've got quite a few in the job area. Housing is a little more difficult. That has been a nightmare. And, I have a list for housing also. The problem is it continuously changes because one place that might have been approved by parole, is no longer approved, or a new place pops up. So it's just constantly trying to go through the list and see who do we have, that's still providing housing. But we're hoping to even get better and better at that because housing is the number one thing that most people need, and then, of course, a job.
Have you heard anything else about the school bus stops?
We are gearing up to speak out against that at the upcoming Sunset Committee hearing, which we believe will be in October. We did meet with the Sunset Committee staff members, and we left them a bunch of info, and we had a really good long talk about the bus stop restriction. And that is any place that a bus stops to drop off or pick up kids is being denied by parole, even if that bus is stopping at somebody's house. Like here where I live, there's a bus that stops across the street, catacornered, picks up 2 kids, and takes off. They're considering all of that a child safety zone. So if you're going to consider every spot where a school bus stops, there's nowhere to go. Everything is off limits. So we know that there are probably thousands of people that have been turned down because of the bus stop. And we know for certain that there are people right now who could parole out home, their families, if not for the bus stop. And they're waiting to be sent to a halfway house. So, yeah. And then also there's a lawsuit out there on the bus stop issue. So we're kind of hoping to see some success with that lawsuit.
Where's the lawsuit out of?
It's actually filed by an organization out of New York.
Oh.
It is a legal group down there that somehow received some letters from some people here in Texas, and they decided to take it on. And they said, do you have any... they said, we've got a plaintiff. We'd like to have 2 or 3 more. I said, I can probably get you 40 or 50 more. Because there are a lot of people that have been turned down because of the bus stop. So we're waiting to hear. The problem with the courts is that things take so long to get through. And then there's appeals and paperwork and, oh, man.
Now,
so we're waiting.
Do you know which court that was filed in?
I do not, because I'm not involved in the legal part, but I do know that it's somewhere in Austin.
Okay.
It is somewhere in Austin. And so I'm trying to stay updated on it. I email the folks every now and then, but one of the lawyers and asked if there's any updates. They are still waiting on a court date at this point, but they're thinking it should be before the holidays.
Oh, okay.
So we're really hopeful about that. And, of course, once that is decided, I'll definitely let you know on my next time on, here with you guys.
Good. I know people will be asking us, for sure.
Yeah, and in the meantime, if you have somebody looking for a job, you are more than welcome to tell them to look at, go to our website, texasvoices.org. There's a contact there. I would give you the toll-free number, but to tell you the truth, I don't have it in front of me, and I'm not at my computer. So we have a toll-free line where you can call and leave a message. And, folks, tell your families about us. Sometimes I think, gosh, it's the family members that really get, a lot of things done and are a big help to us because they don't, when you're on parole or you're on probation or you're on the registry, a lot of people don't want to put themselves out there. But family members are not that way so much. They're more likely to speak out, help us out by talking or emailing their legislators, things like that. And even if they would just like to stay informed on what's going on, that's what we have our email for, is for me to send out email notices all the time and let everybody know what's the latest news.
And they can join that email group if they go through the website?
They can. No, actually, they need to contact me first because I pretty much screen who I place into the email group.
Oh, okay.
I want to make sure that it's not a news reporter or some kind of kook just trying to figure out what we're doing. And so
absolutely.
Usually Usually I can tell really quick if it's a family member or if it's somebody that's registered or whatever. And once I talk to them, I tell them a little bit more about Texas Voices, and I send them an invite to get into the email group. And then they're set to go. After that, they'll get every email that I send out.
Great. Now, how can someone on the inside write to you, Mary?
They can write to us at Texas Voices or TVRJ, whichever is easiest, P.O. Box 23539, San Antonio, Texas, 78223. And that's Texas Voices, P.O. Box 23539, San Antonio, Texas, 78223.
All right. Well, thank you, Mary Sue. We thank you for all the information, and we look forward to your...
You are welcome. Thank you for inviting me. And what I'll try to do next time I'm on is talk a little bit about what it's like to be on parole for someone with a sex offense. I think people might want some information on that. So I'll put that on my list to talk about next time around.
Absolutely. That would be great information.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, and have a good time this evening.
You too. Have a great Labor Day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Always good information from Mary Sue. Now we have Marci Marie on line 3. Hi, Marci.
Hey, how are y'all?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm really happy to be here. I'm good and busy and all of the good things.
And that's good. That's good. What you got for us this evening?
Well, we are regarding the lawsuit against Brian Collier in his official capacity as executive director of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. It's a lawsuit in the federal courts asking for the courts to demand climate control inside of Texas prisons. We're asking for the same standards that Texas jails have, that temperatures be kept between 65 and 85 degrees. And so we had a preliminary injunction the week of July 30th. And the preliminary injunction was basically, hey, our attorney said, these lawsuits can take years, that people are suffering, getting sick, and losing their life right now. So we need to do something now. And so I think that we might have talked about this a little bit last time I was on. So just very quickly, we presented a great case, and the defense did not have a whole lot of a defense because, frankly, what can you say to people are dying? What can you say when expert after expert after expert takes the stand and says, this is unsafe, and we're waiting. Y'all, we are still waiting for the judge to come back with a verdict on that preliminary injunction.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. So, we had he wanted the judge asked for a kind of a compiled, fact sheet from us and from the defense. And I saw our compiled fact sheet. If anybody would like that, you can email me and I'll send it to you. It's just very raw facts, and I'll make sure you get a copy for sure, about what happens in Texas prisons and what's been proven to happen. And I don't know how, after reading that fact sheet, anybody could come back and say no. So I'm very hopeful that that's happening, that that's going to happen. We're also, Lioness is really advocating on behalf of the Texas Juvenile Justice Department right now. The Department of Justice put out a report after a 4-year investigation. And y'all, for anybody that's listening on the inside who has ever been in the dorm, even when someone else got pepper sprayed, or like me and been pepper sprayed right in the face, what kind of negative effects that has. This report cited actual body camera footage of children getting sprayed like that. In one of the incidents, y'all, they used an M9 can, which M9 cans are used for crowd control. And they sprayed this baby in the face with this M9 can. And it was caught on, they're so blatantly unafraid of consequences that they did it with their body camera on. And so, you know, we've been working on that and working on trying to get the media to pick this up. Like, we're wondering, why is this appalling report where the DOJ is citing incidents of SEX crimes against these kiddos, where they're citing excessive uses of force? Why is the news not caring or not, why is it not on their radar? Right.
Right.
So we're really working on that. I want to, also, I meant to, before I started saying that, is I realized that a lot of the population inside of the prisons right now had experience in those youth facilities. So I meant to kind of get a warning on that, and I apologize that I didn't. But just like I have extra heart for those of you that started your incarceration experience as kiddos, because as bad as it is in the Texas prison system, the stories we get from those youth facilities are just so much worse. So we've been working on that. Personally, I've been working on doing a lot of work. I have a few production projects going on, and I think probably the closest one coming to actual fruition is a short film that I'm producing and I'm acting in, and it's a story about pregnancy inside of prison and what that looks like. I don't want to give too much away, but I am really excited. It's going to show a pretty stark contrast between medical care for pregnant mothers in the free world compared to medical care in the penitentiary, and the delivery, the differences of what that looks like, a woman giving birth with a guard standing in the room. And in Texas, lots of laws have banned handcuffing pregnant women and women that are actually delivering. Texas, it is at the discretion of the officer. So I'm just telling y'all right now, even though I'm not a flight risk, and even though I've never assaulted a staff member during my incarceration, for those of you that may not know, I did 10 years inside of Texas State prisons, most of my time on the Dr. Lane Murray unit. Shout out to the Murray girls. I would have been handcuffed, y'all, because they didn't like me the same way they don't like me now, you know, for calling them out on things that are wrong. I would have been handcuffed. So it's definitely an issue that's really dear to me, and I'm really excited about seeing that. We should probably, I'm thinking 6 months to finality for that.
Oh, wow. That's
yeah.
quick.
Yes, I'm really excited. I am also, right now, we're live on TikTok, and I did pin, I saw a comment from y'all, Cowboy David. I'm going to pin it again because I want to make sure that they're following you. We have about 60 folks watching on TikTok and hearing your show, and we just appreciate the work that you're doing. We appreciate the encouragement you're sending inside.
And we appreciate everything that you're doing, everything that TPCA is doing, everything. And it just shows when everyone works together how much we can accomplish.
Yes, I think that there are and have been some great advocacy groups in Texas doing really good works, and I'm so impressed with so many organizations. And then in particular, when I see those organizations using previously incarcerated experience, or people that have loved ones on the inside, and hearing their stories and in a non-extractive way, and lifting those stories up for purpose. You know, I think it's amazing, and I think there's a lot of good groups out here doing it, including y'all. You know, I told my folks on TikTok before I got on here that they need to follow your page, because you all are kind of this hub for all of these advocacy groups. I see you reposting pertinent information from several different groups, and I certainly appreciate you all reposting my work, and that, I think it's a team effort, and I'm happy to be part of the team and proud that you are. I have just 4 shout-outs from my TikTok family. Do I have time?
Absolutely. You have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm watching the clock now that you said 5. So Dress School Gaffney is on the WIN unit. His mom is with me on TikTok right now. Cynthia sends love to her son, Jonathan Moreno, on the All Red unit. Heidi's mom, Heidi is on the Coleman unit, and her mom is with me on TikTok right now. And then also, my TikTok family asked me to lift up the EWOP program. And I'm embarrassed to say I don't know what EWOP stands for. It's something to do with women getting out of prison, but it's a program in the Lockhart unit. And I know people that have graduated that program, and I know people that used to work for that program. So definitely shout out to EWOP. Bam Bam's mom, my good friend Debbie Tober, says shout out to Bam on the McConnell unit. So I appreciate that too. I also want to make sure your folks know how to write me. If you're incarcerated and you want to get a hold of me, you're absolutely welcome to. If you want me to hear something that's going on your unit, you know, I can't do something every time, but I can certainly compile a lot of information and put them on blast on social media. That's what I know how to do, right? And so,
yes, she does. Yes, she does.
You can write me, Marci Marie. I'm at P.O. Box, and this is the Lioness P.O. Box. But you can put my name, you can put Lioness, and then my name if you want it to get to me. P.O. Box 12051. I'm in it's in Austin, Texas, 78711. P.O. Box 12051, Austin, 78711. For those of y'all that are not locked up and want to stay in touch with me, you can hit me up on my website. It's really just my link tree. It's fancy because you put my name in, but it's my link tree, and you can hit me up on any social media. Marci, it's www.marcimarie, MarciMarie.com. Sharon Hansen's watching on TikTok, and she says, shout out to the Smith unit, C-Wing, the whole C-Wing on the Smith unit. And I want to spend this last little moments that I have telling everybody that's listening from behind those prison walls that I have seen that side of those walls. I have felt a lot of the things that y'all are feeling, like maybe you're feeling unloved, maybe you're feeling unworthy, because I know that the circumstances and the culture in there is designed to make you feel that way, but you're absolutely not. You are worthy, and all of those incredible advocacy groups, and including myself personally and Lioness Justice Impacted Women's Alliance, we're out here. We're out here fighting for you. We care about you. We love you. We're at the board meetings. We're at the legislators' offices. We're at legislative hearings. We are on social media telling everybody that will listen. We are at events handing out information, telling folks what's going on in there, because they don't know. So don't ever think that people don't care. It's just that a lot of folks just didn't know. I'm surprised still at how many people didn't know most Texas prisons weren't air conditioned, and so that's what we're out here doing. And
it's shocking
again,
how many people didn't know.
Yeah, and still, I still will post a video and somebody will be like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's not a joke. It's serious." You know, they just don't know. So that's why it's important. My job as a social media person, that's why it's important to spread information about what's going on in prisons, because just people don't know. And again, TikTok. We were on the prison radio show. I'm at my time. I spoke my 15 minutes, so I'm going to let them get to the rest of their show. You guys, thank you for listening, and thank you for having me on. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Marci. And EWOP stands for Empowering Women Out of Prison.
Wonderful. EWOP. Shout out to EWOP and all of their participants and graduates in the Lockhart unit. Thank you for all your hard work.
And I wanted to mention real quick that you and Toonsy, I think that's what y'all call her.
Toonsy?
They have a wonderful podcast on Wednesday nights on the Rec Yard, right?
Yes, thank you so much for bringing that up. I appreciate you. We are on the Rec Yard Women's Prison podcast. We stream live on Wednesday nights, but if you didn't catch us on live, you can go back and catch us on YouTube or wherever you hear your favorite podcasters on the Rec Yard Women's Prison podcast. Thank you for reminding me. Tunchi would be upset if I failed to mention that.
Well, I'm glad we got that in. Thank you, Marci, and we look forward to having you back real soon.
Sounds good. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
All right. Now we have Miss Brittany on line 1. Hi, Brittany.
Hey.
How are you?
Oh, man. I've been busy, but I'm great.
That's good. Did you get my text?
Yes, I did. I'm excited to see that reply.
Yeah.
I'm expecting one, of course, as always.
As always. So what do you have for us this evening?
Well, Marci touched on it really well. I'm up in Wisconsin, and we've had, 80, 90 degree days, and one of the things, that struck me the other day was I was speaking to one of the team members, and we were talking about, the things that the guys do for each other in there, for instance, and some of it is frowned upon, such as borrowing fans. But it spoke to a larger thing of, what we don't do out here. How often do you see somebody walking their air conditioning unit to their neighbors who's elderly? So we were just kind of, asking them to do a little bit of writing as to, some of the good stories that should be in the news instead of their mugshots, more about the people they've become than, who they were in their past. We're expecting them to grow from that. I think we need to start acknowledging more of what we see in there every day. And during the lawsuit, I had flown down to testify, and that was my first glimpse of, any of the directors or Mr. Collier himself in person. And it was interesting to be there and to hear from all these experts, as Marci had said, and, realizing that the way the heat score was set up, in and of itself, I think, was done completely incorrectly. And I think, the judge will make the right call on what needs to be done. And I think it's in part due to, the people who showed up. 2 weeks earlier, I had no plans of flying to Texas, but we lost a team member after he was moved to an uncooled unit. And I just received the last monthly mailing returned to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But I'm still going to come after his grievance because he had turned it in. So, he did everything he could for himself, and as advocates, we do all we can, but ultimately it's up to the people on the board and the people, the people in the position of power to just admit to themselves that this isn't right. And if they're going to look like the bad guys to the taxpayers for doing something I feel is morally correct, I think more people need to step up and start making those calls on humanity's sake. We need to stop treating people for who they were if we expect better when they come out.
Exactly. And there's so many people on the, I'm sure everybody heard of the what happened at Estelle, just one of the units that had a riot. But someone reached out to me because he was put in lockup after being in the hospital for 5 days without a fan. And
right.
And those are just the people reaching out to us. We don't even know how many aren't that are just suffering.
Yeah, I mean, I get messages all the time in which the incarcerated individuals are asking for their neighbor to get help. And because of the rules in the mail policy, they can't even give me a name of who's in dire need of help. And the system is working against itself. Mm-hmm. You know, with the air conditioning, a lot of these deaths could be stopped, but also with the understanding that they're incapable of doing what they can right now, so they need to consider new innovative ways of coping with the staffing shortages that I think are more fair to everyone involved.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And the staffing will be difficult without, just the conditions, but with no air conditioning. Who wants to work in that?
Exactly. I did receive a good update out of one of the units that received their body cameras. The guy said they woke up and it was kind of like the Twilight Zone. You know, there was officers on the floor. They were announcing when they were on the run. And, you know, some of the vulgarity that the individuals who are incarcerated are met with when seeking to have their needs met, that has lessened. They're reporting that the hallways are quiet and that people aren't having to scream for their needs anymore. There's more accountability on all sides. And I can't imagine waking up the next day into a system that just seems to be functioning at nearly full capacity. When compared to the day before, there was fires being lit to get to a shower. But yes. What I will say about the riots is the individuals who reach that point, that level of upset, to which they cause a disruption, what I wish more than anything is instead of making that choice that risks them and other people's, you know, not just safety, but their family members who are now, you know, having to realize that they may not come home when they thought they were going to, or if those people would file the grievances and get together in the right way on doing things, it wouldn't reach that point, but it takes being brave enough to step up ahead of time instead of just, you know, joining in the disruption being caused.
Right, and we're seeing that those disruptions getting more and more prevalent. But you're right. You just have to do the paperwork, file the grievances, and of course, like Dr. Amit said, send copies.
Mm-hmm. Yes, copies.
Yeah, never send the original, but send the copies.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing we're noticing, the individuals in restrictive housing, if I could advise them on anything, I would advise them to request their listed restrictions out of medical. I'm finding some discrepancies as far as heat score versus the working conditions and those limitations. Individuals in restrictive housing can't work, therefore why do they have no extreme heat but they're living in it? That's raised quite an interesting question in my mind, so I'm looking for answers. But if anyone wants to request and they have a work restriction while being in solitary confinement, I'd be interested in it.
Yeah. That's well, Brittany. How can people get a hold of you if you're not on their tablets?
So that would be writing the Texas Prison Community Advocate P.O. Box at P.O. Box 1974, Fulton, Texas 78358.
All right. Can you repeat that one more time?
P.O. Box 1974, Fulton, Texas 78358.
Okay. And I think, David, we got to close. I was going to ask you one more thing. All right, Brittany. Check your...
I'll be in the comments on Facebook. I'll be watching.
Good. All right. All right. Thank you, Brittany.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right. Now we have Abe. Hey, Abe.
Greetings, everybody. I hope it's not too hot down there. Thanks for just doing all that you're doing. I'm glad to be with you tonight. And I guess I'll just roll straight into it. There's a spot of good news about amidst all the awful news, but that spot of good news is that you can now watch the State of Texas versus Melissa for free on YouTube with commercials, but there it is. One more thing that we need to keep doing is making sure people know about Melissa Lucio and the fact that she is innocent, and they know she's innocent, and the prosecutor and the judge who sentenced her to death have asked her that her sentence be vacated, and the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals is still just twiddling its thumbs and trying to cross T's and dot I's when they knew, in December of 2022, they knew that she's coming out, and we're just still waiting. So the good news is, anyway, you can see the evidence, or the lack thereof, for free now on YouTube using the film The State of Texas versus Melissa. So shout out to Melissa Lucio tonight if you can hear me, and also a shout out, of course, to everybody on Death Watch: Travis Mullis, Garcia White, Robert Robertson, now David Wood just got added to that list. So that's just Texas. So we have that. There is another spot of interesting good news. You're hearing a lot of people in the anti-death penalty movement complaining or worried that the Democratic Party has removed the call to abolish the death penalty from their platform. It was actually in the party platform in 2012 and 2016 and 2020, and this year, during the convention or just after it, we realized that they had removed abolish the death penalty from the platform. But I'm going to say this. There's a lot of things that need to happen that Democrats and others care about that are not in the platform. And really what we have to watch is not their words, but their actions. And to me, the action that happened during the Democratic National Committee convention was when Al Sharpton got up there with the remaining 4 out of the 5 men from who are known as the Central Park Five, later becoming the Central Park Exonerated, and they very, very clearly spelled out why the death penalty is wrong and why that's the distinction between the Democratic candidate and the Republican candidate is their penchant for executions or lack thereof. And it was a very, very clear thing that they put front and center in night 4 of the Democratic convention. So to me, that speaks louder than not having a few words in the platform. Would we want to have that in the platform? Of course we would. And it still is also on all of us to urge President Biden to use his power of the pen before he leaves office to commute all of the federal death sentences, federal and military death sentences, before the end of his term on January 20th. So you're going to hear more from us about that, but that's a thing. Now, jumping straight back into our state level executions. Last night they killed Lauren Cole in Florida. The interesting thing about this, I think I mentioned it last time when it was coming up, but a month or two ago, Governor DeSantis in Florida signed a bill granting $20 million, making $20 million available to compensate people that attended something called the Dozer School for Boys or something like that. That basically, it was a very, very abusive space. Boys were raped and beaten and terribly abused, and they've acknowledged that. And it turns out that 8 of the people that went to that school ended up on Florida's death row, including Lauren Cole. So they signed a bill for compensation, turn around and set an execution date for one of those guys, and they killed him last night. So that's the most recent execution, and that was the number. And I want to say this clear. I am not suggesting that anybody is a number or should be known by their number, but, the world likes round numbers, the media likes round numbers, and that means that Lauren Cole last night was the 1,595th person to be executed since 1977 in the United States. And what that means is that we're now in a space of counting down to the 1,600th and paying attention to that, and we're going to see what happens. So what's going on about that? We're watching the calendar. The next execution schedule will be the first execution since 2011 in South Carolina. And we're still waiting to hear. But the prisoner there, Freddie Owens, goes by Khalil, has a choice to make, and he's refusing to make that choice because why should he participate in his own execution? So he's asked his lawyer to choose for him, and that paper is supposed to be filed today. Haven't heard what the choice is yet, but it's a choice between lethal injection, electrocution, or firing squad. So we're going to see what happens. And the problem here is that that's going to be the third state this year that hasn't executed in more than a decade to be resuming executions. And the fight that's going on now, the inmates are arguing there should be not more than one execution every 13 weeks, because the more we do executions and the more frequently we do them, greater likelihood that the staff will botch them. So we'll see how that argument plays out, but that's why we don't have a new execution date set today. That's what they usually do, is set them on a Friday for 4 weeks from that day. So last week was the first date for Freddie Owens, Khalil, set for September 20th, 3 weeks from tonight. So we're going to be watching what happens in South Carolina going forward. And that's kind of crazy. And then we have 4 executions in the space of 3 days, some of which may or may not happen. But we're looking on September 20th. That's the South Carolina one, Freddie Owens. Then we have on the 24th 2 executions scheduled simultaneously, Travis Mullis in Texas and Marcellus Williams in Missouri. And it's possible that Marcellus Williams won't happen. I don't think anybody's holding their breath about Travis Mullis. That's quite likely to happen. But Marcellus Williams is claiming innocence, and the state actually screwed up and mishandled the evidence that could have been DNA tested to show that he might be innocent, and they screwed that up. And what's interesting is that a week ago, Wednesday, they had actually come to a place of agreeing that he should not be executed. They're going to change his sentence to life without parole. He agreed to that, which of course would allow him to continue to fight for his innocence. The judge had agreed, and it was all set. And then the state appealed that to the Supreme Court in Missouri, and they reversed it and maintained his execution date. And the Attorney General is continuing to argue that they have more than enough evidence to prove he's guilty. So we're going to see what happens with Marcellus Williams, and that's what maybe by the next time I'm on in 2 weeks we'll have a sense of what's going to happen there. Maybe not. Then September 26th, we're going to have the 2 executions on that day. In the morning in Oklahoma, Emmanuel Littlejohn, who has a recommendation for clemency. Just like in Texas, the governor can't act without a recommendation from the Pardon and Parole Board. Emmanuel Littlejohn has it. So we're asking people to call as soon as Tuesday hits and the office is back open. We're going to be pushing for phone calls to Governor Stitt, and also there's time for letters and emails and all that. So watch for that action to ramp up a bit next week. And then maybe he'll get clemency. Governor Stitt has denied clemency in all but one of the cases where it was recommended. and that was for Julius Jones. And of course, not a lot of people realize this, or know this, but the reason he got clemency was not because Governor Stitt had any sense of compassion. Instead, he got a warning that there would be riots, that there would be violence in the streets from the community if he had been executed. That's why they stopped that execution, and made sure in his commutation language that Julius Jones should never be freed and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the other execution on that day is Alan Miller in Alabama. And Alan Miller was it's almost 2 years after Alan Miller was on the execution gurney, and it's another one of those failed executions where they tried to execute him. They couldn't get an IV going. They had to send him back to his cell, with all those holes in him and having been cut down and all that, and they couldn't get it together in time. So now he's coming back up, and that's going to be the next gas suffocation execution in the country. And we're going to see what happens with that. But what's really awful is that his lawyers are in a space of all they can try to do is make sure that it goes smoothly. So they've argued to make sure that he has a proper fitting for the mask that they're going to use to suffocate him. Not should he be executed at all, not should gas be allowed at all, but can we just make sure that he gets a sedative? And it's kind of, it's off-putting. The next guy scheduled for execution using gas is in November, Kerry Grayson, and his lawyers are fighting about gas suffocation execution. So it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. But back into the order here, Garcia White on the 1st of October in another case in Texas, and then, of course, Robert Robertson in Texas. And here's another puzzle. I mean, if you go on the web page for the Texas Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty, and I don't mean to be in any way disparaging. I'm just saying this is how it is. Go on their web page and look at their execution schedule, and you'll see Garcia White and Travis Mullis, and all you have is their name and their date. And then you get to Robert Robertson, and you get a whole bunch of information about why he's innocent, why he shouldn't be executed, why there needs to be justice, but nothing about Garcia White, nothing about Travis Mullis, and whether they like it or not, I think we have to understand who these people are as human beings, and that should be spelled out, and it's not being spelled out there, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But either way, all of these I'm mentioning because right now we're at 1595, and if all 5 of those guys in September go, that's going to lead us to 1600, and there'll be a lot of extra attention on whoever ends up being that case. And if Little John or Marcellus Williams in Missouri don't get executed, then that puts it on to Garcia White. And if both of those guys don't get executed, that puts it on to Robert Robertson. And if he doesn't get executed, it puts us back to currently Kerry Grayson. But that's kind of what's happening, and it's awful that we're looking at this in a space of, the numbers of people on the list. But we're in a space where executions are spiking. And again, we're in South Carolina, 3 weeks from tonight, will be the 3rd state this year to try to resume executions after more than a decade without them. So those are the things I have for us tonight. I'm sorry. I want to note that for those of us with access to the internet, you can find the petitions. I put a bunch of links in the chat and on the Facebook page. If you go to our webpage right now, it's a little bit screwed up. We're working on that. So it looks weird, but everything works. And you can find all these petitions there. So that's at deathpenaltyaction.org. And of course, you can write to us at P.O. Box 89 in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. I'll repeat that, P.O. Box 89, Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. And stuff that's sent for me to that post office box will get forwarded to me. I live in Ohio. But in any case, I hope y'all can stay cool. And thanks everybody who's been on already tonight for your good work, and everybody that's listening. And any questions?
When are you going to be down in Texas, Abe?
I do not currently have a scheduled plan to be in Texas, but I can come when somebody asks me to come. But I do have what we're planning right now is a trip that's going to, we might be doing this, we'll pull the trigger on it next week, there's a company that makes these gas masks that they're using for executions in Alabama, and we're looking at doing some action out in front of their headquarters up in Connecticut sometime mid-month, and then going to work our way down to Alabama. That's where I'm going to be that week with all those executions. And I will get back to Texas one of these days. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm in Houston on one of these Friday nights when I can actually come and be in the studio with you all. But otherwise, we'll see you all online, and thank you again, Dani, and everybody for being out there, Gloria, and everybody, and Shavas, and Julie Rinker is going to try to be back there outside the prison on the 24th when they killed Travis Mullis. So sorry I can't be there in person, but we're going to keep bringing the world to you through the magic of the internet.
All right. Well, thank you, Abe. You have a great weekend.
You too, and everybody, again, prayers for you. I saw in the chat about people got ant problems in their cells, and I wish there was a magic wand that I could wave to grant you relief from the heat and the ants and the awful conditions. And people are praying for you, I can tell you that, for all the good it does. Have a great weekend, everybody.
You too.
Well, you ready for the break song?
I think we are.
Yep. Hey, Dennis, this one's for you, buddy.
What's Dennis doing tonight?
Thinking about you and everything you do. You're a dream come true. I ain't nothing but a broken man, but you take my hand, say you understand. Oh, girl, can't you see? You're making a believer out of me. Believer out of me. I think it's time to say that we're on our way. It's a brand new day. You and me are far beyond friends, but dropping that wall, where do I begin? Well, oh, girl, can't you see? You're making a believer out of me. Believer out of me. One day it's gonna get better, but for you it must feel like forever. But you stand by my side. Tell me it's gonna be alright, and then you take my hand and look up at me. You smile and touch me so tenderly. What you do to me, make a believer out of me. Believer out of me. Believer out of me. Believer out of me.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
All right, now let's get to some phone calls. Let's go to Miss Shirley. We haven't heard from her in a while. Hey, Miss Shirley.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Doing good. I know a lot of people have been wanting to hear from you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm calling in. Blaine said, you got to call in. Everybody don't believe me when I tell them you're doing okay.
And a lot of people probably singing happy birthday, ain't they?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Shirley. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, Blaine, I'm in. So, I hope you're doing okay and have sweet dreams. And I want to tell all of y'all that Blaine was telling y'all the truth, that I am okay right now. So, I want to thank all of y'all for taking care of Blaine. Big Will, Beto, and Jeanette too. Eric, Mark, Mayo, Rodrigo, Jeff, and all the rest of you. I appreciate everything y'all do for him, more than y'all know. So I just want to let all y'all know that I'm okay for right now. And Blaine, I love you, and you keep your head up, and we all pray, and hope you have sweet dreams tonight. And hopefully you got a good movie going on tonight, too. So I love and miss you. So hopefully, till I talk to you tomorrow, I love and miss you very much. And I love you other guys, too. So, and thank y'all very much. And thank y'all, too, for letting me get through.
Well, thank you, Miss Shirley. I hope you have a great weekend and celebrate your birthday.
I am. I'm at my brother's. They're having a fish fry, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so it's my birthday, my nieces, and my brothers, 3 brothers, and a nephew. So we're having a big old fish fry.
Well.
So I'm up here.
Eat some for us.
Okay, I will.
All right. Thank you, Miss Shirley.
All right, thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Now we have Carmela on line 1. Carmela?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. I guess it's my phone again. I'll take it off speaker. Is that better?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's been a while since I've called. Been having problems with my phone, but hopefully it will work tonight. I'd like to make 2 shout-outs. The first one is to Marcus Mullins at the Holiday Unit. I think he's still there. Hi, Marcus. I hope everything's going good for you. I hope you're staying cool and hydrated, and I hope things are working out for you. Just take it one day at a time and do what you need to do. Keep your head up and keep yourself in prayer, and just do what you need to do. I hope you're out soon, and you have a wonderful weekend and a restful Labor Day if possible. Please stay cool and hydrated, and know that you're loved and thought about. My next shout out is for my nephew I forgot his name, bless his heart. Bradley Leland Aiken at the Beto unit. Hi, Brad. Hope you're doing okay. Please stay cool and hydrated and stay safe. Hope things are progressing for you positively. I think about you every day, even though sometimes I can't call in. My cell phone sometimes acts up. So, but just know that you're loved and thought about, and just keep up the good work. Keep your head up, your ears open, and your mouth closed. I know that's hard to do for us, but do it. And just please take care of yourself and enjoy your weekend, your Labor Day, if possible. And just take care and know we love you. I love you, Bradley. I saw your dad about a week ago. He brought me a little table fan, but which works nicely, but it's gotten a little cooler, so hang tough if you're sweating bricks. Hopefully it'll be cool soon. And I love you. Thank you, Prison Show, for all you do. You guys have a good weekend and enjoy your Labor Day holiday. Good night.
You too. All right, now we have Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polunsky. Hey boo, how are things? I hope that there's a smile on your handsome face and that you're in good health and spirits. As for me, things are okay. At the moment, I am in work now, yeah. I'm on one of the 24-hour shifts. Yeah, so it's a bit of downtime now, so that's why everything is so quiet. And to tell you the truth, it was a good day, yeah. Well, so far, so good. Anyway, everything is going good, and the lady is super excited about going over to London on Tuesday. So she basically nearly has a countdown timer on her wall, and she's like crossing off the days to go. So yeah, she's one excited lady. Other than that, yeah, I'm going to see Buddy tomorrow, and yeah, so know that I'm sending you big hugs and kisses, and thank you so much for being here for me, and yeah, and thank you for being my best friend. So good night, sweet dreams, and stay safe. And to everybody at the Prison Show, a big thank you for making this happen.
All right, she's always so sweet. Now we have Stephen Russell.
Well, hello, Dani. Hello, Dave. What's happening in Houston?
We're doing radio.
Already. Y'all sound great on the radio tonight. I've been listening to you on the internet.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad we sound good.
Yeah, you sound great. Everything's going good up here. I'm going to college. I started my first week, and it was tough. I haven't been to school in about 56 years, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was there with all the young people, and they were getting around a lot better than I was.
What you going to school for?
English composition. Even though I've written 2 books, I think I need to go to school and do a better job.
Why not?
Isn't that what the editor's for?
Why not? What's that?
Isn't that what the editor's for?
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do, but
they don't do their job.
I don't think so. I like it. I like going to. I want to know. I'll tell you what, David. When I came out, I've never really been proficient in computers, and I'll tell you what. I'm being challenged, but I'm gonna master this computer.
I whooped the computer, but now I'm doing a lot of IT work. So I kind of went overboard, I guess. Part of the job, though. I mean, I make decent money, so I might as well use my skills. To me, it's a challenge. It's just a puzzle.
So all I'm doing is spending money. It's expensive out here in the free world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
A hamburger and a French fry and a Coke for $10.
Oh, that's cheap. I paid $12 something today.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Must have been a Whataburger.
Nah, actually, it was at the truck stop, so I probably got rooked. It was good.
You got rooked because they're going to always charge those truckers more money to come in there and sit at the table.
Yeah, it was a grill, and I didn't sit at the table, but it was like $12. I got a drink out of it too, though.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, for $12, I better get something.
Yeah, you sure better. I'll tell you, the most I've spent is about $14 on a meal, and that was fajitas with homemade flour tortillas. Oh my gosh, the food is so hot. When I say hot, I'm talking about warm.
Yeah,
not spicy.
Burn your mouth.
And after eating TDC food and the Bureau of Prisons food that's always served cold, I didn't know how to act when I finally got this hot food, and I'm just loving every minute of it. I used to have to put it in my hot pot when I was in Ad-Seg. So it's a lot better out here, man. I'm doing great.
Well, be careful with the pizza.
Yeah, well, that's something I don't eat. I'm allergic to cheese.
Oh,
what?
Miss Linda's trying to convert me into eating cheese, but I told her if she can't eat pork in Houston, she can eat pork in Wortham, but she's going to have to eat her cheese in Houston. So that's the way it's going to be. She's not going to ever convert me into eating cheese.
That's wrong on so many levels.
That's what he thinks. Just wait till I get to the doctor. I'm going to get him some pills.
Oh, yeah. I had a nice little trip to Fairfield today. Texas 99, KNES Fairfield. Anyway, Linda had a cat jump on her from the cat was up on top of I went into the ranch. Let me tell you this story, and then I'll shut up. I went to the ranch to visit David and Linda in Wortham. I get there, and she has the most delicious meatloaf and garlic mashed potatoes and tossed salad with fresh vegetables, and I ate 3 helpings of it. David looked at me like, oh my God, I can't afford this guy. So all 3 of us, after we had lunch together, we all go in the living room. David sits in one recliner, I sit in another recliner, and Linda sits on the couch. The next thing you know, all 3 of us were sound asleep. And we're talking about a weekday. And I told him, I woke up about 5:30, I guess, and the news was on. So I watched the news, and I said, I've got to go back to the halfway house. I got to get there before it gets dark. I can't drive at dark. And then we all started laughing because we're 3 old people having fun together. And I'm going to tell you, I have a blast with David and Linda. They are the best friends you could ever imagine.
Well, she was telling me what she's cooking for you on Sunday, so I may hop on over there making.
Oh my God, Dani, that's another favorite of mine. I hadn't had a home cooked meal in 28 years when she made that meal last week. It was absolutely delicious, and she's the cat was sitting on top of the china cabinet. And all of a sudden, that cat jumped down from that china cabinet, landed on Linda's head. Now, Linda's, asleep. And she did not have some kind words to say for Milo. But it's the biggest yellow tomcat I've ever seen in my life. So then she sends me a text and says, I'm bringing 5 more this weekend. And then I get another text, and now it's up to 7 more. So I don't know where she's getting all these cats. I guess she's going around the neighborhood and trying to pick them up off the streets in Houston and bringing them up to Wortham. But we're having a blast up here, and I'm going to get down there to Houston sooner or later. Y'all just have to be patient with me.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Stephen. We got a whole line of calls now.
Go ahead, darling. It's good to talk to you. Everybody, I wish you all the best. Take care now.
All right. See you soon. All right. Let's get to who's been on there the longest? Manuela Freddy? Oh, Manuela. Okay.
Hey guys, from the prison show. I want to say hi and thank you for everything you do and to make this possible. Our shout outs to our loved ones and the prisons. And this is my shout out to my sweet and precious beloved dream husband, Robert Robertson, Polanski Unit, Death Watch. Hey baby, good evening. I do hope and pray that you can hear my shout out to you. I want to let you know that I love you, that I miss you, I need you, and I want you, baby, and only you, because you are my world and you are my life, and you always and forever will be. I'm always thinking about you. I miss you. I miss your voice. I miss your wonderful blue eyes, your handsome face, your jokes, your laughs. I miss everything. And I can't wait to see you soon, baby. I don't count the days because I read that brings not that what it should bring. I wait the time so I can fly to my baby. I wish I could take you in my arms and give you my biggest hug I can give. I do hope and pray that you are good and as well as you possibly can be at these times, in these hard times. As for me, I'm alright. I'm so good and as well as possible at these times, baby. One day more, one day good, one day not so good. I think that you know what I'm talking about. I think it's the same with you, my love. I have to tell you so many things, and I will wait if we see in person. I want to say that I love you and look into your eyes at this time. I want to say it in person, and I would like to show you how much I love you, baby. Well, here's everything is alright here. It's quiet. I'm off today from work, but tomorrow I have to go back to work, and I will write to you your messages, my love. I got your messages today. And I'm very, very, very grateful and happy for this. And I want to say thank you for everything you do for me to make me happy and smile. You do, always. If I hear your name, or if I'm thinking about you, the most time I have to smile because I'm so happy and grateful, proud and honored to have you in my life, my love. I love you, I miss you, and I need you, baby. You know. Well, my love, I want to say good night now to you. I do hope and pray that you will sleep well, with sweet and blessed dreams, my love. Please never give up, my sweet and precious husband. Please never give up on nothing. Our dreams, goals, wishes, and prayers. Don't give up, baby. And I will never give up on you. I never give up hoping, praying, trusting, and believing. Good night, baby. I love you, I love you, I love you. Good night, baby. Sleep well.
All right. Thank you, Manuela. All right. We have Lydia.
Hey.
Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Dani. How are you tonight?
Doing great. What about you?
I'm doing good. I was getting hungry there. They were mentioning so much food there.
I know.
Yeah. And he said it was delicious. I'm sure it was. But I said, okay, I'm getting hungry here. But I just want to give a shout out to my son, Beto, and tell him that we're good here. It's a beautiful night. Just a beautiful night tonight. It's we thought we were going to get some rain, but no, there was no rain. I think there's rain for next week, supposedly most of the week starting Sunday. And we're supposed to get rain Monday and Tuesday for sure. That's what Tim Smith said, so I believe him. But it'll be rain most of the next week. And hopefully that'll cool us down to the 80s maybe. But it's still hot. The grass is just so dry. It cracks, I think, when you walk on it. It's very dry. Theo got that thing done for Anthony. Hopefully they'll pick him up sometime this coming week. To get him some help. Okay. We didn't go to Dillard's. We're gonna go tomorrow. Yeah, Jorge got home around. Well, he was eating dinner at around 6:40, so we just closes at 8. There was no reason to go, but we did go to Freddy's and have custard. And it was not a good experience. I actually complained. The custard was all runny. It was just runny and wasn't good. We should have just stuck with Dairy Queen, mijo. But anyway, give me a buzz tomorrow. If I want to say my hellos to the guys, to William Spear, Jeff Pribble, Rudy, Juan, Eric, Blaine, Artie, Moises, Roderick, Mark, and a special hello to Robert. It was really a pleasure to be able to help yesterday. Okay? God always has a plan. And it was nice to meet the lady that was there to visit you. And my hellos to you, too. And a special thank you to all of the guys, Dave and Linda and Dani, for all they do for us. And we really appreciate it, guys. Okay? Y'all have a good night. Good night, Papacito. Good night, guys.
Good night. Have a great weekend.
You too, Miss Dani.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Leslie. Hey,
Hello.
Hey, Leslie.
Hey, everybody. Hi, David. Hi, Dani. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Sugar Pom Pom.
Hi. Sugar Pom Pom is pouting tonight, okay? After movie night. So
Oh, man.
he can be pouting in that Styles unit over there by himself, okay? So, anyways, how's everybody doing?
We are
Y'all doing
marvelous.
Good. I was off all day today, and I just kind of chilled and.
I'm off all day, every day.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
No, I'm not talking about that kind of off. I'm talking
Oh,
about
like
throw it off.
Oh, throw it off. Throw it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throwed off
Yeah.
is what he meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Today I thought it was Saturday, but no, it's Friday. Thank goodness. What's new here? So I don't think anything is new over here, but anyways, I'm just babbling on. I will see you Sunday, Dani.
Yes, you will. Leslie.
Yeah. Well, good night, everybody. Happy Friday. I don't really have much to say, but I still love my Sugar Pom Pom, even though he's on punishment right now.
Well, good.
Mhm.
Good. I'm glad. You got to punish him every now and then.
Absolutely. Yep. All right.
All right. See you Sunday.
Good night, you guys. Okay. Bye.
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 Okay. Now we have Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike Lewis doing his shout-outs for the prison show. Here's my shout-outs. The guys at Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Jovan, Matt, Thomas, Adam Wilkerson. Shout-out for Oz. Shout-out for Haas. Shout out for Aaron Vasquez. Shout out for Keith Money. Tasha wants me to do a shout out for Payday. Shout out for Curtis Robertson. Shout out for Blaine Milam. Shout out for Bill R. Sims. Shout out for Raymond Lee Cart. Special shout out to Clarence Lee Bowman. And happy birthday to the city of Houston, 188 years old today. The Allen brothers landed on Allen's Landing, and they founded Houston August 30th, 1836. And now back to the prison show on KPFT, the Mighty 90. Adios.
Adios, Mike.
She said she put ranch dressing on it.
You know what? I was just telling Linda that she missed part of what Stephen said, that he enjoyed her tossed salad. So we were talking about the texting back and forth.
She asked me what it was. I told her. She said, well, no wonder she thought it was funny. I put ranch dressing on it.
Oh, my God.
Lettuce, tomato, the whole bit.
Yeah, she was just going on and on about the homemade ranch dressing on it. And I was like, go ahead, Stephen. Go ahead.
He must have had a wonderful time.
Woo-hoo, Lord. All right. Now we have Christy on line 4.
Hello. Hi, Dani.
Hi. How are you?
Looking forward to talking. I'm good. Looking forward to talking to you this weekend. Kept meeting and catching up. Okay. So I hope he's listening tonight, Cedric. I just wanted to tell you that I love you, that I miss you, and that everything's going well here. Just had a really great conversation with the boys. They are finally understanding what a kind of scaredy cat I am. So we've established that there's no protection happening from them for me. If something happens, they are now making all kinds of plans to scare me, which is going to be super fun. Can't wait for that to happen.
Oh, God.
So I'm really hoping that you could just talk to them next time you talk to them. Tell them how that's not a great idea to give me a heart attack, please. So, but anyways, I just wanted to tell you that I love you and that I miss you and that things are going well here. So I hope that you are having a good evening, and I will hopefully talk to you next week. And thank you, everybody, for letting us do this.
Thank you, Chrissy, and I'll talk to you this weekend.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, sweetheart, this is Wifey, kissing you, our soothing, tuck you in. Sleep easy, letting you know the girls and I are safe, trusting we got our earlier whispers, letting you know all is well, and I've did some mad work on the machine. Yeah, I gave some love to Contag, and had AP re-tee the T's. And then I also posted the VP Post article on all the platforms. Oh, and we heard from Mark Lamont. He commented, so I'll let you know what he says when you call tonight. I've one more VP Post article to place on the weekend. It's been a nice day here, but I hear distant thunder in the background. The girls are behaving. Mimi is snoring as we speak. Sleep with sound PM. Just missing us. Oh, we got a court listener. It's been a minute, ain't it? And we'll speak on it with our whispers. Yeah, baby, it's just another day out here missing us. Boo, be safe and tough. You know you got me. I'm out here all yours. Stay focused and calm. I love you so deeply, Sporty. Mwah. Take care, baby. Mwah. I love you so much.
All right, now we have Freddie. Hey, Freddie.
Let me say hello to my brother James Dudley over there at Wallace Pack, and really everybody there, man. All my friends that I left behind. Y'all keep your head up, and Darrington, Clemens, all the units, ladies units too. Big shout out, man. Stay with God, stay strong. What can I say? Get ready. That way you won't have to get ready when you come out here. I'm over here in Digton, Texas right now, taking a CDL course, and should be testing out Wednesday. And it's been hot over here. No rain, no shade, no nothing. Anyway, they got this new premier truck driving school over here by the Lone Star Tower, brand new racetrack they got over here, man. It's beautiful over here, man. I wish I could live over here in this area. But that's about it, guys. Y'all keep your head up. I need to get some rest because I got to get back on the range tomorrow and practice some more. Get ready for my test on Wednesday. And that'll be all, man. Y'all be good. Keep your head up.
Thank you, Freddie. You have a great weekend, actually. Have a great weekend.
I am. I'm going to stay in this motel room and rest and get ready for Tuesday. So y'all have a good weekend too, David and everybody else there, man. Thank y'all for what y'all do, sacrifice your Fridays and stuff. And I'll be in contact with you, David.
All right, Freddie, you be careful.
I will. Blessings.
All right. Now, I have some articles that, before Linda and I do our shout-outs, I found this funny, David. The Harris County Jail got a certificate of compliance. It has found that from August 12th through August the 15th, they were in compliance with the Texas minimum jail standards. Harris County Jail.
Hogwash.
Exactly. I thought that. I was like, "Are you kidding?" And they got this nifty little certificate.
Yeah, well, TDC does the same thing. They take the officers and they make a union thing out of them, and then they go around and.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's that thing called? Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they do it every year, and then they call them up before they get over there, and they spend like 2 days, and they clean the place up and paint the place.
Paint.
And then,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, our one of our Facebook peeps, TDCJ Troll, he's been posted, and we know this is true. Well, it's mugshots, but a lot of officers, some wardens, I still, well, the latest one here, Sergeant, I'm sorry, it's a correctional officer. His name is Evan from the Gibb Lewis unit. Another officer from the Telford unit. These people, now the Telford unit officer was arrested on possession of child pornography. And then the one from the Gibb Lewis, that officer was, of course, arrested for bringing things into the unit, as most of them are. Then we have one at the Stringfellow unit, prohibited substance, and civil rights person in custody. I'm not sure what that means. But she was from the Wynn unit. So, shout out to TDCJ Troll, because he is, man, he's given some info. I would have never known about the, when was it, last week, the inmate found high in a ditch at the Memorial Trustee Camp. I wouldn't have known about that. Neither would anyone else.
Did they know what he was high on?
I didn't know. But, and you know what, it shouldn't be funny, but, high in a ditch, he was in a ditch. Come on now.
In prison. In a prison ditch.
In a prison ditch. And then, of course, we have the Jester 3 warden. He was arrested on driving while license was invalid. Now, I gotta say that he's a very good guy. He does some excellent, and even the incarcerated people at Jester 3, they give kudos to him too, or at least the people I'm in contact with. So, not his license was just invalid. I've probably done worse than that.
I've done that several times.
Yeah, you have. Now, there's a lieutenant from the Clemens unit, assault on a family member, choking. Man, it got down, okay, choking a family member. The Polunsky unit, laundry manager, assault. She was arrested on assault charges. Yeah. Got a lot of that going on, and we got the TDCJ Troll is making it happen. That information is getting disseminated amongst the masses. All right, Linda, do you have some shout-outs?
Yes, I do. Okay, I want to do some shout-outs. Robert Robertson, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, Gary Green, Franklin Davis, Micah Brown, Jaime Cole, Blaine Milam, Paul DeVoe, Marcus Drury, Pete Russell, Will Spear, Kerry Allen, Britt Ripkowski, Larry Hatton, Bill Sims, Iron Thunderhorse, David Wood, Walter Sorto, Gregory Allen at the Dieball Unit, Bill Sims, Curtis Robertson, Midget Titan, Paper Cup, and Sugar Pom Pom. Hey, Sugar Pom Pom.
You know what? Yeah, he's something else. Leslie is too.
No wonder he's mad sitting in the jail. We all keep calling him Sugar Pom Pom.
Probably. And you know what? Sunday I'm gonna yell it from across the room.
All the way across the room.
Sugar Pom Pom. He's gonna be like, "Oh no, you didn't." All right, now I have some shout outs. Daniel Ramirez, it's always great to get your emails. And to one of my best friends, Farron. Hey, Farron. Robert Solis had a great visit with you, so big shout out to you. T, of course, T, Big Head, Blaine, Mayo, Rodrigo. And I have been calling Toot Toot because I thought...
Don't mess with my Toot Toot.
Toot, yeah. I thought that was his nickname. Oh, my God. Turns out it's Newt. Why someone didn't tell me that his nickname wasn't Toot? What the... Let me say, I thought that was his nickname. So Newt Leroy. And a big emphasis on Michael Ferguson. Michael Ferguson. Was that good? Was that good? Larry at the Huntsville unit. Kenneth Decker. Joel White. How you doing, Joel? It's great talking to you earlier. Leo Willis. Joe Don, Chucky, and Jay at the Win unit. Bull at the Estelle unit, Paper Cup and Midget Titan at the Estelle unit, and Joshua Glaze. I hope that I was told that you got your fan, so hopefully you did. And of course, Rexalicious, and CJ. Big shout outs to y'all. Great big shout outs. All right. Now, I think we have another call, and she's putting it all in caps.
She wants you to hear it.
Jason Wysong. How you doing, Jason?
Hello, Dani. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well. How is everyone?
We're living the dream, man.
Right? Absolutely. So as for me, I've been actually business has kind of picked up for me with my resource guide on the side of a lot of the family members have been reaching out to me. And actually, some additional news on that. I did receive a additional guide focused on housing all over the state, and I just received that from the Austin Reentry Center. So again, I'll go ahead and put my contact information. If anyone is interested in more information about different transitional houses all over the state, there's about 400 in this new guide that I just got. So a lot of good information. So if you are interested in receiving more information on that, you can reach me at my name, Jason Wysong, spelled W-Y-S-O-N-G, by the way. And that is P.O. Box 131412, The Woodlands, Texas 77398. And for my shout-outs tonight, big shout-out once again, as always, to my brothers at the Carol Vance unit, the brothers at the Walls unit. Look forward to seeing you guys again next month. The brothers at the Ferguson unit trustee camp mentor program. I miss you guys as well, and look forward to seeing you guys again. And for the good brothers at the Ellis unit and that participated in the Kairos reunion last Saturday, another great program with you guys, and always look forward to that. And for my mentor moment of the night, my mentor moment is this. I'm sure that you guys are used to having people put labels on you and tell you what you are or what they think of you. And I say, don't ever let anybody tell you who you are or what you are. You show them who you are. And who are we? We were made in God's own image. And the verse that I'll add to that is Ephesians 2, verse 10. For we are God's workmanship created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. So no matter where you've been, what you've been and been through, you were created in God's image to do good works and to do great things. And so always remember that. Doesn't matter what your past, show them who you are. And that's it.
Well, thank you, Jason.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great holiday weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
So I'm not sure if everyone's been keeping up with the news, but Benjamin Spencer was let out of prison in 2021. He walked out of prison. And originally he was convicted in 1988 for the murder and robbery of a white business executive. He always insisted he was innocent. Well, he recently actually was exonerated. I think it was yesterday they publicized it. There is a book called Bringing Ben Home. It was written with him along with his private investigator. So, again, it's called Bringing Ben Home. And I personally cannot wait to get it. I plan on getting that book. So, anyway, we have Gloria now. Hey, Gloria.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good for somebody that's using only one eye.
Oh, God.
I know. I mean, I'm using the eye that I had my cataract surgery on because it's got a new lens, and I now have 20/20 vision. But I have to keep my left eye closed because then it screws everything up because it doesn't see well. Anyway, I wanted to give a few shout-outs, particularly to everybody that is on Death Watch. Jesus. Travis Mullis, Lord, we hope you get a stay. Big White. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to think about October 1st coming, but let me know if there's anything we can do, okay? Robert Robertson, good Lord, you are getting so much publicity, Robert. I just got an email from a friend in New York who just saw your case on CNN. So I am just hoping that all of the news coverage that Robert's case has generated, and this whole, there was no crime. Robert, you should not be on death row. There was no crime, period. Then we've actually got 2 executions already next year. Stephen Nelson, we got a copy of your book, and Tuesday night at our meeting, Angie's going to be giving us a report on your book and reading. I think she said it was both poetry and prose. So anyway, we'll be talking about your book. And then David Wood, best wishes to you. I want to give a shout-out to a new friend, Tyrone Jamal Williams. Tyrone, I got a message from, I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, Chiara, your pen pal with the Italian Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty. And she said she was hoping I could help you because I understood the
legal system in the U.S. Well, after I got your e-message, Tyrone, I realized I really don't know a damn thing. God, what a convoluted mess. So what I did is I printed out what you sent me with all the information. I divided it into paragraphs and highlighted all the bad actors from the judges to this worthless attorney that was assigned to you and doesn't want to get off your case. Jeez. But I'm going to talk to a couple of attorneys and see what they can do to help you or what you can do to help yourself. And I'm glad that you're still at the beginning stages of your appeal. So you have time to get things straightened out. Spider, hello there. Give me a call. Lucha and I are leaving in the morning at 8 o'clock to go to Corpus Christi. We're going to drive straight to the Selena Museum, and I'll look for a baseball cap for your daughter. If I don't find one, then maybe I'll get her a T-shirt. I know, Spider, you're getting bad reception and you can't hardly ever hear the prison show, but if you can hear me, send me a JPEG, e-message, and let me know what size T-shirt you think your daughter wears. Okay, and T, I just sent you some information, and like I said, I'm working with one eye, so please excuse the typing. Who knows how many mistakes there are in there. I tried to correct them. I see why you're crazy about Mackenzie. She is pretty awesome. She was with the legal team I've been calling him Willie Washington. And Willie, I apologize because apparently everybody calls you Terry. And your middle name is Terrence. So apparently your first name was Chuck and Terry is the name that you used. I was only able to go to court one day this week. I don't know if your hearing's over already or not. I just sent an email to one of your lawyers, Jimmy, the older white dude from Austin, asking him to let me know what's happening. I guess that is it. To all my other friends, hello. I send my love. August has been a wild month for me between having 3 different birthday celebrations, going out of town twice, having surgery, and dealing with other health issues. I'm trying to make these arteries in my legs open up and get some blood moving. I'm walking a half mile in the morning and a half mile in the evening, which is sure much easier to do now that it's not hot as a devil. Anyway, if people from the so-called free world are listening, join us Tuesday night for the monthly meeting of the Texas Death Penalty Abolition Movement. We're going to meet at Shape Center, 3815 Live Oak, 7 o'clock. And if you live out of town, I'll put the Zoom information on our Facebook page, probably not until Monday, because I don't think I'm going to take my laptop with me.
I'm sorry, Gloria. We have another call. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. That was the last thing I wanted to say, that we're meeting Tuesday night at 7.
All right.
So thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Gloria.
Okie doke. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Well, I thought we had a...
It's White Wolf calling in.
Okay. Well, we do have a shout-out to all the incarcerated individuals from TPA, Texas Prisons Alliance, and hugs to the incarcerated women. We love you, and we are fighting for all of you. And, of course, a big shout-out to JoJo from Elizabeth Weber, and to all the field ministers on all the units, but especially to Orlando. And to Mark, a.k.a. Two Black, the field minister at the Robertson unit, and the peer support counselor at the Darrington unit. That is from Elizabeth Weber.
Cool. Great show.
Great show. And, of course, remind everyone about the heat directive. You need water. You need fans.
And you need to go get some respite.
Yep, respite. And fans and showers. And
so they have 2 fans now, right?
they can if they have the electrical outlets for them.
Yeah. So you got to sacrifice a radio for a fan.
Yeah.
Or a hot pot for a fan.
Yeah, I don't know too many of them's gonna
do that.
Sacrifice the hot pot, but
Got to have coffee.
Absolutely. Now the showers, the wind unit. I know the wind unit's having some issues. Nazario, we're working on that for you. Working on it.
So Gloria says she forgot to shout out to Nanan Williams. So Nanan, hey.
Hey.
It's about that time. It's been a really good show, but I wanted to let everybody know that DJ Rico Black's coming up with the Houstonians. He's going to be jamming the Houstonian radio show. We're doing some techno music and house music. And I was putting the stuff up last week, and I was in there jamming. It's catchy. It's real catchy. The old redneck leaves out the window whenever I start hearing that kind of music. It's kind of But y'all stay tuned for DJ Rico Black. I'm sure he's sneaking in the back door on us right now. And we're going to get on out of here. It's a long weekend for us. We hope that you guys can get a little bit of rest and relaxation on this Labor Day weekend also.
Have a great weekend.
See you at visiting hours next week. And to all the laughers, the men sitting on the road, try to keep your heads up. You ain't me if you got hope. It's Friday night, the inmate